Texas Governor Greg Abbott, the absolute madman, has just announced that he will be using charter buses to ship all illegal immigrants to Washington, D.C. Talk about absolutely based. Hey, guys, gals, and pals, Mr. Obvious here. And today, I want to talk about a relatively breaking news story. This just came out today. Texas Governor Greg Abbott says he's going to bus thousands of migrants to Washington, D.C., declaring war on Biden's open border policies. You see, recently, Congress and the White House have been talking about ending Title 42. For those of you who don't know, Title 42 is a Trump-era policy that basically said, look, if an illegal immigrant comes over the border, you are able to deport them immediately because of COVID-19 concerns. In other words, it was a health policy put in place by Trump that gave ICE and the border the ability to deport people immediately rather than house them in facilities where they could potentially spread disease. Now, Washington, D.C. keeps saying it wants to end this program. Biden says he's going to end Title 42, and Republicans have been pushing back on this. The GOP says, look, either you keep Title 42 or we're not going to vote yes on your $10 billion COVID stimulus package. Of course, Democrats are very upset over this, and that's basically what's been going on. But I want to talk more about this, folks, including Biden increasing its sanctions on Russia and how in Putin's mind, we are already at total war. But before we do, smash that like button, subscribe to the channel, hit the bell icon for updates for future content, and if you like the work I'm doing, please share these videos with your family and friends and online. And now, a word from our sponsor. Introducing Webull. Webull is a trading app where you can buy and sell stocks and cryptocurrency. Open an account with Webull today, and you will receive 5 free stocks worth all the way up to $9,600. To get the full bonus, make a small deposit to your account, and you're gonna get all those free stocks. My friends, it's basically free money. There's also a $5 crypto bonus when you make your first cryptocurrency trade. Join Webull today by clicking the affiliate link down below. And we're back. All right, let's jump right into it, folks. So this is big news right now. According to Bill Milligan on Twitter, a national correspondent for Fox News, breaking, Texas Governor Greg Abbott announces Texas will begin using charter buses to ship illegal immigrants to Washington, D.C. Abbott says that the migrants will be dropped off at the steps of the U.S. Capitol. Based. He is fed up with federal government mass releasing migrants into small Texas cities. State officials say they are prepared to activate up to 900 buses or as many as needed. Wow. First of all, I just want to congratulate Greg Abbott. What's it like being based in red-pilled? And, you know, Greg Abbott brings up a really good point. Why is it that the Biden administration is not only refusing to build a border wall and refusing to protect the border, they're taking all of these so-called migrants and shipping them to red states like Texas. Why? Because they're trying to destroy red states. They're artificially increasing the population of blue cities which vote Democrat in order to destabilize the state and make it tip more blue. Or it's just an FU to Texas. Honestly, either way, it's insane to me that the government is shipping migrants anywhere at all, except maybe back home. Look, if you want to legally immigrate to the United States, that's one thing, but they are literally shipping mountains and mountains of so-called undocumented migrants all over the U.S. So here on the Daily Mail, the story says, Texas Governor Abbott says he will be busing thousands of illegal immigrants who cross the border straight to Washington, D.C., and leaving them on the steps of the U.S. Capitol for President Biden to deal with. The GOP governor said, quote, to help local officials whose communities are being overwhelmed by hordes of illegal immigrants who are being dropped off by the Biden administration. I fully support this. I 100% support Greg Abbott's little plan here. After all, if the government is just going to dump a bunch of illegal migrants in your red state, you know what? I say send them back to the White House and let them deal with it. The absolute nerve of our politicians. Wasn't there a story not so long ago? Like this law enforcement officer, he saw a bunch of illegal migrants being loaded into airplanes. And the contractor was like, yeah, the government is basically shipping these migrants all over the United States. And if Americans knew what was happening here, they would see it as the ultimate betrayal of the American people. Like, wow. I think that America should close its borders completely at this point. We don't have enough resources to feed ourselves, to take care of our own. Children live in poverty. There's children who go to bed hungry in America. We've got homeless people in the street. It's literally an epidemic. And yet we're going to take care of the whole world when we can't even take care of ourselves? I'm sorry. But no, this is not going to work. So experts are predicting that there may be a tripling of immigration to America, and that basically we're going to see the biggest flood of illegal immigration in our lifetimes. Not a pretty picture at all. According to the following graph, man, we are at record-breaking immigration on the border. I'm going to jump over to Russia. Here on the Daily Mail, according to an ex-Russian oligarch, Russia is already at war with the West, as far as Putin is concerned. There's a recent story here of Mikhail Khodorkovsky is basically saying that he believes that Putin is already in total war mode with the West, likely because of increasing sanctions. In fact, we got a recent story here of Joe Biden increasing sanctions on Russia, furthering the iron grip that the world is placing on the Russian administration. Of course, this is having devastating economic consequences that are basically tearing us apart. So Biden imposed new sanctions on Russia and the Putin family on Wednesday, but lawmakers in both parties are pushing for even more. There's also growing pressure for the oil industry to bring down gas prices. According to the president of Shell, they blame rising gas prices on local gas stations. It's a mess, and nobody wants to take responsibility. But it's very simple. Putting sanctions on Russia are leading to absolute economic disaster, okay? They're talking about food shortages, and it's because Russia is such a large supplier of fertilizer. Food. We need fertilizer to grow food. Experts are already predicting we're not going to have the food that we need to actually feed people, and a lot of people are going to end up starving. Gas prices aren't going down despite crude oil going down a little bit, because guess what? Russia was also a major supplier of oil. Whoa, my brain is blown. Here on CBS, Russian invasion will have enormous economic repercussions, says Treasury Secretary Janet Yellen. And I'm going to save you some trouble here, but basically she says, quote, "We think it's a price important to pay, to punish Russia for what it's doing in Ukraine. But energy prices are going up," Yellen said. Quote, "The price of wheat and corn that Russia and Ukraine produce are going up, and metals that play an important industrial role, nickel, titanium, palladium, that goes into catalytic converters, the cost of those things are going up." So I want you to pay very close attention. The government is admitting that trying to punish Russia is having devastating consequences for us, okay? Wheat, corn, nickel, titanium, palladium, fertilizer, oil, natural gas. But what gets me is how they keep saying, well, it's a sacrifice worth making.
Some of you may die, but it's a sacrifice I am willing to make.
Do you think your average middle American is saying, well, I'll gladly pay the price and starve, as well as my children starve, just so we can say, Russia bad, Putin's a bad man, we're hurting Russia? No, give me a break. And let me tell you, folks, it's going to get really, really ugly. I'm going to tell you that right now. No, there is no price that is worth paying if it sacrifices your own people. And this is why I do not like Zelensky, because in my mind, he is sacrificing the Ukrainian people. Also, he can stick it up to Russia. Yeah, give Russia the middle finger, even if it cost you the entire country. It makes me sick. We need our leaders to understand that their job is to take care of us, right? The American people, the people of your own country, they need to stop worrying about Russia, okay? We need to worry about the economy. We're already seeing record-breaking inflation. We're already seeing incoming food shortages. The cost of everything is up. Oil is up. Gas is up. Instead of sanctioning Russia, maybe we should just get over it. Ukraine, at the end of the day, literally, why does it matter if Russia invades Ukraine? I'm just being honest. How does that hurt America? It doesn't. It is irrelevant to us. Was it relevant to Russia when America invaded Iraq? No. I'm just tired of the hypocrisy, folks. If I were president, I would say, you know what? It's not our problem. We're going to keep trading with Russia. We're going to get cheap oil. We're going to get our fertilizer because we need to grow food to feed hungry Americans. We're going to protect the border because, a nation is not a nation without borders. And there's a legal process you have to follow. Okay? So we're going to keep trading with Russia, and that's that. It's not our war. We're going to stay out of it. Man, imagine if America had a real leader. But that, my friends, is merely the obvious. Well, that's all for now, folks. What do you think about this story? Let me know by commenting down below in the comment section. As always, support the channel by joining me on Patreon or Subscribestar, as this channel is currently supported by viewers like you. Anyways, thanks for watching, folks. I'll see you all next time.